happening, HD Nation? Zach Edwards here for another Stump the Creator. Today we're going to be talking about, this one. Her name is, let me see if I can get this right. It is Lyudmilla Pavlychenko. Pavlychenko. Lyudmilla Pavlychenko. Okay, so we'll see if we get this right. Okay, anyways, this is going to be part of the Stump the Creator. As you know, we've been doing this for a little while. You guys are trying to stump me on my own game. So without further ado, let's get to these questions. Let's go right into, let's see. We'll go right into Nash's questions. So Nash came up with some questions. Some of them have to do with Lyudmilla, but the other ones do not. There's 4 questions, so let's go into it. It says, what is your #1 favorite card of the entire game and why? Well, of course, my card is my favorite card, right? Yeah, that's right. Because it's so cool. I mean, everything. I mean, he's so strong. He's only got like 100 strength, attack, and defense. Oh, wait a second, that's not that strong. I mean, he's got the most amazing abilities. Well, actually, that's not exactly true because every time that I come up with or I run out of business cards, I ask you guys to come up with the abilities, and they're pretty good. But I think my first ones were probably the best ones. I mean, everyone says that those first ones were a lot better than this current one. So let's see what we can do next time. I'm almost out of business cards, so I'll be going on Facebook and asking you guys what should my new ability be. So we'll see if that gets any better. Beyond that, for humor, I love, and his name is actually Thomas Crapper. That's right. He came up with promoting the toilet. He didn't invent the toilet, but he promoted it by putting in the castle of the royals. And then the royals, because everyone wanted to be like the royals, everyone else started putting in indoor plumbing, and then it became a thing. So everybody wanted it. So that would be one of my other favorite cards. When it comes to the strength, there's a lot of them. There's the Persian mortals. Getting into the abilities, there's I love here. How about this one? Guess what's coming back? Mount Vesuvius. Yes, that's right. Mount Vesuvius card, the newest card, being the old Mount Vesuvius card, is now coming out in the new Vesuvius deck. And so that is actually one of my favorites as well because it's strategic and it allows for more back and forth. Meaning if I play Vesuvius on you, you can always reverse it on me and I can reverse it back on you. And that's why having the interrupt cards are so valuable and so fun to have because they continue to push the game in a direction no one would ever have expected. So moving forward, the next question is player A has a European land and a South Pacific land. Player B has a European land. Player B plays the 6-Day War. Player A retaliates with J.P. Morgan. Then player B plays Nickola Tesla, miniature figure edition. Oh crap, I need to go grab that one. Is player A. Oh, sorry. Period, should be a period. Is player A allowed to play 6-Day War back on player B and interrupt his action? Let's find out. Okay, I need to gather some cards. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit while I'm picking up these cards, including the 6-Day War, which is somewhere in my pile. And then I'm going to be going to the, I've got J.P. Morgan. So 6-Day War, Nickola Tesla is the other card. So I'm going to go find these cards. They're found back in my, what we call the stack, my stack of boxes. And they are just here sitting around, waiting for someone to play with them. But you have to write essays in order to get them. Okay, where is my 6-Day War? I've got Emu Wars, but not my 6-Day War. Where are my 6-Day? Oh, wait, 6-Day War. It's in the wrong stack. Okay, here we go. Back in the video. Okay, I've got the 6-Day War. Here. Why won't that? There we go. It's an object. There. 6-Day War. You gotta love these green screen things. I'm moving down to my office in like 2 weeks. My new office, and we have a green screen for that. So Just letting you know. So 6-Day War says, even though you can't see my boxes, just right there you go. You see the box. That's dumb. Okay. Interrupt. One of your lands gains 3,000 strength, then fights all of your opponent's lands in the same continent. So same continent. Infinite attacks. If you win, gain 400 morale, and your opponent's hand over those, and your opponent hands over those lands. Okay. That's a 6-Day War. Again, the question is, player A has a European land. Okay. Player B, a 6-Day land and a South Pacific land. Player B has a European land. Player B says the 6-Day War, has the 6-Day War, plays the 6-Day War. Sorry. Let's see. Player A retaliates with JP Morgan. Now we got to grab JP Morgan, which would be in my handy dandy encyclopedia. Hopefully when I get in my new office, I'll be able to get all the rare cards into these encyclopedias as well. So I'm going to JP Morgan, businessman extraordinaire, armies, authors, businessmen, and JP Morgan. Where's my JP? JP, where are you? You are right. JP Morgan, there we go. Interrupt, reverse any event card your opponent plays. Your opponent feels the effects. Okay, so if we're reversing this back on your opponent's, the 6-Day War, interrupt, one of your lands gains 3,000 morale, or 3,000 strength, then fights all of your opponent's lands in the same continent. Infinite attacks. If you win, gain 400 morale, and your opponent hands over those lands. Oh, my reading's really bad today. Okay, so if we reverse that, done. Okay. The question is player A allowed to play 6-Day War back on player B and interrupt his actions? Actually, this one actually does say, wait a second, JP Morgan says, your opponent feels the effects. Reverse any event card your opponent plays. So if reversing it, that means player B can use it on, player A can now use it on player B. And so if that's happening, then player B plays Nickola Tesla from the miniature set. Yes, this is you only get this if you get the miniature set. Come on. There we go. Hey, that's the way to do it. There. Okay, Nickola Tesla says, interrupt. Any technology or event card, technology or event card is automatically reversed against its owner. No interrupt may stop this action. Okay. So who's the owner at the time? Remember, we talked about ownership. So if we talked about ownership, I have to keep with that rule, because we did talk about how you can't take control of somebody else's card. Even if you get the abilities, you can't control the card because it is still that person's, unless a card says that you may take a card from your opponent. So is player A allowed to play 6-Day War back on player B and interrupt his action? So player B plays against player A. Player A reverses it back on player B. So player A has control over it but does not own it. Then player B plays Nickola Tesla, would be able to force it back. But the problem is, it actually says ownership. So it takes into play the ownership. It says it's played against its owner. You're not the owner if you reverse it on somebody else. The owner is still the same person. So this cannot apply for that. Wow, I didn't even think about that. Wasn't an intended rule, but that's a good way of keeping Tesla at bay. Ownership. Because it can't be a reverse of reverse. Because they're not the owner. Interesting. Intriguing. I know there's going to be a follow-up question. Nash always has a follow-up question. So, Nash, I'm excited to see what you come back with. And anybody else. I want to hear it. Okay, now we get into Lyudmilla. Okay, Lyudmilla Pavlychenko allows you to take out a 4-card land when she is attacking with an army that has greater attack than the other land has defense. Wait a minute. Does Lyudmilla allow you to take out a 4-card land when she is attacking with an army that has greater than the other land has defense? Let's find out. Oh, I should have grabbed Lyudmilla. We were talking about her. I knew she was in play right here. Let me grab her. Of course, she's at the bottom of the stack. So I'm going to grab this stack. Come back to you. Here we go. Okay, Lyudmilla. When attacking or defending, Lyudmilla kills one of your opponent's characters before each battle. Okay. So let's say attacking allows you to take out when she is attacking with an army that is greater than, okay. So 1, she takes out the first one. The second battle, she takes out the second person. Now each battle, the strength of the land takes out another opponent. That means yes. So 1 would be the one she took out in the first battle, and they won the first battle. The third one, is when she attacked again and won, or attacked before she attacked. Maybe the third person would be gone, and then because she attacked, maybe the fourth person. So she could actually take one land. This is a one-time card. One land once by attacking it. So she's a powerful card. Again, she is a rare card. You can't get her unless you join the rare card contest or rare card reading program, earning program. Yes, earning program. Next question. If player A has Lyudmilla and player B has Lyudmilla and 1.0 James Maddison on their only land, and player B has 2.0 Shin on a land with Ivan the Terrible 1.0 and declare attack on player A, what happens? P.S. Shin's ability has already been used. Well, if Shin's ability has already been used, you can't use it again. So do I really need to even look at that card up? I'm guessing I do. Well, if it's already been used up, let me grab the card just in case. So Shin is in the back. I already know where she is. No, that's Sing Shi. Oh, Shin. Shin. I was thinking the wrong card. Yep, I got her. I got him, sorry. Shin. I was thinking Ching Shi. Okay. Shin says, choose once. Take one of your opponent's coastal lands that can't attack Shin's land or gain 700 morale points. That's a stinking strong card. 700 morale points. Well, let's go back to what they were asking about. Is take one of your opponent's coastal lands that can't attack Shin's land. Okay. This one says, if player A has Lyudmilla and 1.0 James Maddison, so Lyudmilla has and they're defending, has a, who's attacking who? Has a 300 defense. And James Maddison, who is a leader, James Maddison, increase your morale by 300. Hold when successfully defending against a British Empire card. Increase your morale by 200 points. Okay, so it doesn't do anything. So 500 defense. So in total, 800 defense. And player B has Shin on land with Ivan the Terrible. Ivan the Terrible, Conqueror. Ivan the Terrible. Mr. Ivan, there you are. Mr. Ivan says, If he stays in play after 2 rounds, decrease your civilization's morale by 100 morale points. He has 500. 500. No, his attack is 800. And Shin is 1300, so that's 2100. So what's the big question here? So, sorry, James Maddison, that was 2.0. Let me go to James Maddison 1.0. That's right, they did actually specify that. Okay, James Maddison. Increase your morale by 400 once when successful at defending against an English land or character. Increase your morale by, okay, so it's nothing different. But that one is 500. Lyudmilla is again 300. So that's 800. Let's see, because there's no real question. Yusun Shin and Ivan the Terrible would win. Ivan the Terrible 1.0. Darn it. Okay. My mistake for having to make so many changes. Okay. Interrupt. Take control of one land which attacks you last turn. Opponent must redistribute characters that from the land or discard them. Okay. Again, 500. Or sorry, 800 attack, 1300 attack. So that's 2100 attack. If player A has Lyudmilla and James Maddison, being 800 defense, on their only land, and player B has 2.0 Yusun Shin, darn, it's 2.0 Yusun Shin. I don't have the card. Let me look all up in my database. As I said, as soon as I get in my office, I'll be a lot more organized. So I'm going to go, if my computer cooperates, into my database and find all the cards in the booster deck. There it is, booster pack. Yes. And then, let's see, Yusun Shin. As a 2.0 card, it says, take one of your opponent's coastal lands that can attack Shin's land. Okay, that's already one time. Okay. Yusun Shin's ability's gone, so it's just the attack. I'm trying to find some sort of loophole because this sounds like an obvious one, but I'm guessing he has something up his sleeves. So player B declares war on player A with 2100. Player A has only 800. What happens? Well, the best of my abilities. Yeah. We were just talking about her. Lyudmilla. So the attack would make one of those people die. So if I was to get rid of somebody, I would get rid of Ivan the Terrible. So whether attacking or defending, Lyudmilla kills one of your opponent's characters before each battle. Okay. So player B attacks. He's going to remove, let's say, Ivan the Terrible. Yusun Shin is still in play with 1300. So player B loses Ivan the Terrible. Player A loses James Maddison, of course, because she's going to keep Lyudmilla. Player B could not attack a second time. For one thing, he only has one card. When he has one card, you have to keep that in the attacking land, because you can't put him in the attacking land and defending land, and the rule is that you have to fill both of them with at least one card. So at that point, the battle stops. If he was attacked again, the only card left, Yusun Shin, would die, and Lyudmilla would be left alone as well. She couldn't attack again, so that land would be in limbo. So they could only attack one time. That's what happens. So I was trying to find out why there was this question. So good question. Now that I understand all the different parts and pieces. Yeah, Lyudmilla would take out Ivan the Terrible. Player B would take out James Maddison. And it would basically be a battle between Yusun Shin and Lyudmilla. The problem is that most likely the next turn, player A is going to restock that land, and player B does not have an opportunity to restock their land. Player A is probably going to take player B. I'm just looking ahead. in strategy. That's probably what's going to have to happen, or what's going to happen. So, Nash, thank you so much for asking these questions. I have one last question. I know it's going long, but I have one from Caleb K. This time, I only have one question. Are there any cards that can reverse or stop a location card? Yes, there is. Not one that can reverse it. Not one that can really stop it, except for the fact you have the CIA, you have the sinking the Titanic, you have other cards that can get rid of a land. If so, then what deck or card pack are they in? Well, this is where you get to come in and you get to look them up, because on our site, if you go to the Learn tab at the top of the website, you'll be able to see a drop bar that will show you master list. Find them out. There's two cards I know of right off my hand, Titanic and the CIA. They can destroy lands because they're not, sorry, they can't destroy lands. They can destroy locations because they're not land cards. That's the only thing they cannot destroy, those two cards. Now, I know there's another one. I can't think of which one it was, but I wanted to throw that in. So Caleb, thanks for asking that question. There's your answer. Nash, thank you for all those questions. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks again. Bye-bye. If you have any comments or questions, add them to the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow, actually. Take care. Bye.